This video is brought to you by Nate Productions. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. During this video, I will be discussing the top 3 things every new game developer should know about. Starting off with the first tip, which is going to be setting realistic goals. So when you start off as a new game developer, you are excited, you want to make this huge dream game that you have in your head that is probably going to be replicating a couple of your favorite games all together. And obviously, these games that you're trying to replicate were made by professionals, they were made by teams, and they took many years to actually accomplish those games. So you, as a beginner that has no idea probably what you will do, is probably start off, get intimidated by how difficult and how many things there are to making that game, and end up giving up because you think that game development is too hard for you because, well, you failed making your first project. But it's not that you're not good enough to make that to be game developer. It's because you set a goal too big to chew when you're a beginner. The best thing that you need to do is set something realistic, something small, and something doable that will help you understand how to make games and help you learn different aspects of game development which are fundamental for every game. So my first suggestion will be start small, create a small game that will be very simple, nothing too fancy, and probably won't be any impressive, but it's something that you will have made and it's a starting point to your career. So once you do that, you can build on and create something more complicated and more complicated, and for each project you make you'll learn something new. So yes, start off small, doable, and realistic goals. So for my second tip, I would suggest you skip the shortcuts. And what does that mean exactly? I see many new game developers uh, focus more on the results instead of the learning experience. So instead of learning what they're doing, they're just finding code online, copying that into their project, and just use that without really understanding what that code is doing. And that is very harmful for their game development journey because when they're asked to recreate that what they made in their project, they won't be able to, and they will need to find the solution line, and that is not what you want, obviously. But also, they won't be able to extend that because obviously, if you don't understand the first part of what you've made, you won't be able to extend that in any way. So again, you will need to understand every element that you add in your project, every line of code, in order to be able to move forward. And that is what in my opinion should be the learning experience of game development, and that is how I found the best success in learning different stuff without actually focusing on the results. So what I usually do is not focus on the results but more on the learning and what I'm actually getting out of this project. And that is what I would recommend to every new beginner, to just learn stuff without actually focusing on how it looks, on how much time it took, because obviously you want something fast, but fast doesn't mean always good. So learning is essential, and I would recommend focusing on that instead of just results. The last thing that I want to discuss with you is that failing is part of the process. And this is more intensified at the start of your game development journey when there is a lot of things that you need to learn, but it's always in place to some extent. Getting things right the first time is not always easy, and it might take several attempts or different approaches to accomplish a task. So you need to be prepared for that and do not let that discourage you or feel that you're not good enough to be a game developer, as this is part of the process and the learning experience that everyone goes through or has went through, including me. So deal with each issue with patience and you're good to go. So these are my 3 top picks for things that every new game developer should know about. And if you found this video useful or interesting, make sure to subscribe for more videos such as this one. Anyway, thank you for watching and goodbye. Want to become a professional game developer? I designed the ultimate game development course that will teach you everything you need to make your own top quality games with over 20 hours of content and 100 lectures at your disposal. Make sure to check the link in the description for more information.